Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Soul Good. I'm Amber Marie, and today we're going to be looking at your February 2023 Tarotscope. I do want to just pause though and apologize because it has taken me a couple of weeks to get you your reading. And the reason for that is I was going through a lot of my own very deep-seated healing that showed up over the past couple of weeks, and I've had to move through that in order to have the capacity to be able to dive into your reading. That being said, I know it's a bit late to the game, so maybe this is just more confirmation for you for things that may have showed up this month. Take it or leave it, completely up to you. Either way, in the description box, there's going to be a whole lot of goodies for you to check out, including a timestamp to jump to the start of the reading if you would like to do that. Please do remember that this is a collective reading, not a personal reading, so please take only what resonates with you and leave the rest. All right, Scorpio, let's get into it. So please, Father, Mother, Life, Universe, Spirits, Guides, Angels, our cosmic team, our ancestors, our higher selves, tell us about Scorpio's theme for February 2023. That was fast. Oh, yep, okay. Tell us, please, what is something that Scorpio can expect for this month or something they've already know? What is something that Scorpio could expect for this month or something they already know? Okay, thank you. What is something that Scorpio may not be expecting for this month? What is something that Scorpio may... Okay, thank you. And finally, what stirs happiness within Scorpio this month, please? What stirs happiness within Scorpio? Oh, yep, thank you. Let's get some clarity. Tell us more, please, about the theme for Scorpio for this month. Okay, thank you. Tell us more, please, about what Scorpio can expect or something they already know. Thank you. Tell us more about something that Scorpio might not expect. Thank you very much. And tell us more, please, about what stirs happiness within Scorpio this month. Yep, thank you. All right, let's see. So your theme for this month is the Anointed. Answer the call, leadership, empowerment, and soul gifts. It's really interesting because there is this energy with this card that I'm picking up on that feels like a leadership in an emotional sense. It feels like having this ability to, what is the word I'm looking for? It's like confidently say, this is where I'm at with my emotions, with how I feel about things, with what I think about things. It's really interesting. I don't know that I've ever gotten this type of energy with this card before, but there's this big focus on the leadership aspect, and I'm seeing this as water here. And so it's giving me emotion vibes, like feeling vibes, and standing in a position of essentially leadership by being able to articulate your position, okay, on things. I don't know if it's how you feel. I don't know if it's, for some it may be in business even. I'm being shown, like, it's weird. I'm being shown essentially like someone in a suit having a conversation that is business related, but being able to stand in a position of confidence and essentially leading the way, if you will, but with their emotions. Like, this is how I feel about this. It's really fascinating to me. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's for somebody very specific, but it's being shown very clearly to me. And I feel like for some of you, there's this call, if you will, to do so, to stand confidently in the way you feel about things and empower yourself through that. It's so fascinating. Let me know in the comments if that resonates with you, because I would just be really curious to know who that's for. Not really who that's for, but just that confirmation to say, like, oh yeah, like I I totally get what you were saying there. Okay, but it really feels like this, again, a call to stand in a position where you're essentially acting from a space of a leader and confidently or powerfully standing in, this is where I'm at, this is how I feel, and it is what it is. It's really interesting. And I think people are going to look up to that. When you, like, for those that resonate with this, I feel like if you do that, there are going to be people who see that and appreciate the authenticity. They're going to respect it. They're going to look up to you for that. Okay? You also have here the Great Mother, surrender to the mystery, fall into her arms. I feel like for some of you, how do I word this? If you do answer that call, okay, to stand in that position, to step forward and say, this is how I feel about things. And again, it doesn't have to be like a business type of environment that this is pertaining to. It could be a relationship with your person, family, friends, community, whatever it is. But I feel like if you answer the call to do that, I feel like there's like a sacrifice or an exchange, if you will, that has to take place. And what that is essentially facing the darkness of the depth of yourself, of the mystery that is you, as it were. So I'm seeing this almost like complete darkness, which is odd because I just finished a reading for my membership group where it was the opposite. Like I was seeing the light was coming through very prominently for me. But in your reading, Scorpio, I'm seeing this very dark. And the way I'm seeing is like staring into the darkness, which I feel like in my experience, Scorpios are very deep, very, very deep individuals, very emotional individuals. And I feel like staring into that abyss can be and is for some terrifying. To stare into the abyss that is you and see it in its entirety and all the depth, and for it to be essentially overwhelming. So I feel like that's where that surrender comes in, and it's that exchange. Like, okay, so if you face the vast depth of yourself, there comes with it this empowerment, this confidence, this leadership, and that's how I feel like this is unfolding for you, if this resonates with you, right? Wow. It's pretty intense. Pretty intense. But it feels super, what's the word? Like I'm kind of seeing it like unfolding, right? Like, or blooming or something. Like I feel like it's incredibly transformative, which, I mean, has your signature all over it, Scorpio. What else do we have here? The Mystic Rose. So isn't that interesting? Because we go from this incredibly dark card here to this incredibly light card. The Mystic Rose, compassion, devotion, humility, humanity, and grace. And I feel like this is big for you, Scorpio, to give yourself that grace. Ooh, I'm getting fear as well. Release any fear around how people are going to perceive you. I feel like giving yourself that compassion, like you are human, Scorpio. I know it may not feel like it, but you are. And we all have emotions. We all experience them. A lot of us have no idea what to do with them. And many of us are learning how to do that. And it's okay. I feel like I need to say that. It's okay. Give yourself some grace. So fascinating. I just feel like there's this big message here to give yourself grace and like just say it's okay, Scorpio. It is okay for you to start to shed some light on the darker spaces within your being. within your emotions. Let's see what the clarity has to offer. Yeah. You have Shambhala initiations. Excuse me. Retreating to recharge, trusting in the process, and Dharma. And so what's interesting is I said I saw it as like a something unfolding or like a bloom. And here we have Dharma, which is essentially the unfolding of your life path. So this is, again, you have surrender to the mystery, fall into her arms, and here you have trusting the process with this Dharma or this unfolding of your life path. So there's more here that meets the eye, Scorpio. This is a big part of the unfolding or the blossoming of who you are. I feel like it's going to take you to the next space or the next level. But it's interesting because it's actually kind of being shown to me like, if you've ever played video games and you have like the boss to defeat before you go to the next level, I'm seeing this as, for some of you, like you're the boss. You are beating yourself. Like that is how you level up. That's the next stage, is by you overcoming yourself, your own fears, your own things. Like defeating your own monster, right? Which is essentially just you. That's how I'm seeing this. But it's so powerful because I feel like it's all in your hands, Scorpio. Like however things unfold is going to be completely up to you and the choices that you make. It's incredible. Fascinating reading for me, as like from my perspective as a reader. Okay, so something you already know or something you can expect. You have the rose thread, inner call, soul led, the mystic, living courageously. So it's interesting because here again, I mean, I don't know that this is necessarily something you already know. So let me just share with you my perspective. We have here all of this water again. First, or what I'm seeing is water. Okay. First of all, so emotions, feelings, intuition. Second of all, we have this inner call and soul led, which comes again here. We have answer the call if it'll focus. Okay. And on here, inner call, right? Soul led. So again, like that call to self, I feel. And you have the mystic rose followed by the mystic and living courageously, which I said, I feel like it's about you staring into the vast darkness that is yourself, the depths of who you are, and diving in, pulling stuff out, right? So again, living courageously. And I feel like this is what you can expect. I feel like basically it's kind of a repeat of the first part of your reading. Kind of like God saying, I said what I said. And you can expect this to unfold. You can expect this to happen. So interesting. So interesting. What else do we have here for you? The thorn, protection, boundaries, clear communication. Clear communication. I mean, I don't want to say I told you so, but I told you so. Okay? I don't know that there's more that I can add, Scorpio, really, because that clear communication is a big thing. I feel like you may have been living from this state or this space of feeling like you need to constantly protect yourself, to feeling like you need to constantly have these walls or boundaries up, these thorns up, if you will, keeping people out. And I feel like it's God saying, no, like there was a time for that. There was a time that you needed that, but we are now moving forward. Now we need to be able to communicate clearly what we're feeling versus just pushing it out, pushing it away, coming with the thorns, like don't come closer. I don't want to have to explain myself. I don't want to, none of it. Now it's like, no, sweets. We're learning how to clearly communicate, to clearly articulate what it is we're feeling to the best of our ability. And if people don't get that, that is not a you problem. That's a them problem. I felt like I needed to add that on the tail end. Okay. It is a them problem. Because if you offer explanation, that is essentially it's like you giving a gift in a sense. Okay? And so it's like if they can't see that or can't respect that or understand it, that's a them problem, not a you problem. You did the best of your ability to clearly communicate what you feel, and if they can't pick that up, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. Because I'm certainly not going to ask you to drop down to their level. No, that's not how we do this, right? So it's like, here it is, like, you do what you want with it. What else do we have? Sub rosa, hidden in plain sight, mysteries, learning, and teaching. Yeah, so, it's interesting because you have this position of leadership showing up here and empowerment and that energy that I was picking up on to say, you can confidently step forward into this space and be this, or step into this energy and be somebody that others look up to because they respect the fact that you're able to do that, which is, here's the thing. It's interesting to me because that hidden in plain sight, like, I do feel like there's like a leadership a leader that's been hidden within you that people may not see coming. But as soon as you step into that space of power, it's like, oh, dang, Scorpio, I didn't know you had that in you. Right? Like, hello, Scorpio. Okay? And I feel like it's interesting because we have mysteries here, and you guys, Scorpios, you guys are always mysterious AF. Like, let's just be real. You are. And so I feel like people see you that way. But then when you step into this space of empowerment and leadership, I feel like they're like, oh, let me take a page out of Scorpio's book. And so, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like you like learn through this experience, but I feel like you don't realize that you are simultaneously teaching other people as you overcome yourself. It's like people are watching you do this and they're like, ooh, how do I do? Like, I want to do what Scorpio's doing, because whatever it is working. It's really fascinating to me, this energy. What are the clarifiers? So let's see. Akashic Stargate, aligned with purpose, crossroads, no wrong path. Yeah, purpose, like I said. The unfolding of your life path. Which there's no wrong path, because no matter what happens, no matter what choices you make, whether you dive into the vast darkness or you run from it, flee from it, whatever it is, everything happens for a reason. It's all going to unfold the way that it's supposed to. You're going to learn what you need to, regardless. And so there's this element here of expect that, things are just going to unfold the way they're going to unfold. There's no wrong path. However, that call, that inner call, is, what is the word? It's kind of like your GPS, right? Saying like, hey, if we're going to align with purpose, we need to exit stage left. Now, if you want to do that, of course. Now, whatever you choose, fine. But, it's kind of like, if you want to align with purpose, go that way. There's no wrong path. You can keep going straight. But just know, like, the shortest route is that way. You can take the scenic route. That's fine, right? It's kind of how I'm seeing this. It's so funny. But I just feel like, I also feel like I need to say, you could find yourself being triggered this month because those mirrors are being shown to you like, hey, you need to do this. Or, it would be helpful for you if you do this. But it's for you. It is absolutely for you. You also have your memories of Atlantis, spiritual acceleration, progress, and technology. So this, again, like I was saying before, this is to essentially help you further the unfolding of your life path, to take you a step further, acceleration, right? Like I was saying, I feel like with this hidden in plain sight and the releasing of fear, pardon me, or rather, I feel like you've been hidden in plain sight, and as you release these fears and face yourself, it's like that progress is gonna, I don't know, I just feel like you're like on the fast track, if that makes any sense. So again, I feel like you could see people, and there's the water again, right, with Atlantis, water type of energy, which is obviously you. And again, intuition, emotions, the depths of yourself. And I just really feel like that's the focus for this month. And I feel like, again, it could take you to that next level. Progress, acceleration, overcoming yourself or facing that boss before going to the next level, which I've shared, I feel like is you. Progress. It's absolutely fascinating. I hope this is making sense. I'm doing the best I can, guys, to try to translate what is coming through energetically and what I'm being shown into English, into words that will make sense. So I hope it is. If you have questions, leave them in the comments. I'll do my best to try to answer anything you share. But that's how I'm picking this up so far. Let's see. What is something that you might not expect about this month, Scorpio? The breathing rose, heart healing, emotions, like I was saying, connection, and time eases. So yeah, it's interesting because I do feel like there's some aspect of you that maybe knows or has some inkling or understanding of, yeah, I should probably open up a bit more, or I should probably try to better communicate what I'm feeling, or be open about trying to communicate them, even if I don't know how. Okay. I feel like to some degree you probably know that, or maybe people have been saying it to you, like, gosh, you're so hard, it's so hard to get to know you, or it's hard to get you to talk about things, or something like that. And I feel like there's some aspect of you that knows that, but I also feel like it's also something that you may not expect about the month. Like, it also may show up unexpectedly. You may also be put in that position unexpectedly, where you're given opportunities to really connect deeply and emotionally with others. Again, like, it's interesting the way it's coming through, because I feel like, again, there's some aspect of you that may know, but then I feel like the way that it unfolds could be unexpected. So it could pop up when you're just kind of like minding your business, and then all of a sudden it's like, all of a sudden you find yourself in a conversation or a situation where you're being asked to be very transparent, very authentic, very truthful, and it may put you in a position where, again, it's the opportunity to share how you feel and to make that connection. But the question is, Scorpio, are you going to run from that, or are you going to come through authentic? Are you going to be truthful? Are you going to share from a space of what you know about yourself? Or are you going to try to appease other people? Are you going to try to, right? Like, I just feel like there's this element of, perhaps in the past, you've done things where you've bent, okay? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that at all. What I'm saying is, there are some things where it's like people are asking you for your honest, truthful opinion, or stance, or wherever you're at. And I feel like there may have been times where you've kind of, what is the word I'm looking for? Like, shared maybe a sliver of what your entire truth is, because you don't want to upset anybody. You don't want people to feel uncomfortable. You don't want people to judge you, or you don't want people to be mad at you, or whatever it is. And I feel like, again, you may find yourself in a position unexpectedly where you're asked to be transparent and truthful and authentic, and you're given the opportunity to do that, versus appeasing other people or hiding from what is true for you. You also have here, to clarify, stellar gateway activation, infinite potential and manifestation vortex. So I feel like this is opening up, again, this opportunity for you to grow significantly. But I also feel like I need to kind of, it's kind of like a warning in a sense, to say, whatever you're putting out into the universe, your intentions, and whether or not you're being truthful, will find its way back to you. So I feel like you can do what you want with that information, but I just felt like I need to say that. So if you're not coming authentic, if you're not coming truthful, like you're not stepping up in that way about your emotions and what you feel, your position on things, and you're not stepping into that truth, know that you're putting that out into the universe, and it will come back eventually. I just feel like I need to say that out loud for somebody. I don't know who, but for somebody. So again, there's an opportunity here for you to grow. There's potential. But it's a matter of, are you going to take that opportunity or not? Right? Are you going to step into that space or no? What are you going to do with what you now what you've learned? So let's see what stirs happiness within you this month. Release the petals, transformation, death and a rebirth, shedding all change. So let me just lovingly say to you, Scorpio, in the tarot, if you aren't already aware of this, Scorpio is represented by the death card. And it's fascinating AF that what would show up in the position of what stirs happiness within you for the month would be a card of death and rebirth, which is essentially your representation in the tarot, right, Scorpio? So I feel like what this is about, what stirs happiness within you this month, Scorpio, is you showing up for yourself. Legit. That's how I'm seeing this. I'm seeing this as you showing up for yourself. And I feel like part of it is allowing the version of you that felt like it needed to hide, that felt like it couldn't dive deep, that felt like people would be judgy and that they wouldn't like you and that they would think you're weird or whatever, they would misunderstand, whatever the story, right? I feel like if you allow that to die and be reborn into this leadership role via surrendering to what is true for you, I feel like that's what's going to make you happy, because it's essentially you standing up for yourself. It is you showing you that you can trust you. Because I feel like in the past, Scorpio, you've dishonored yourself by not coming forward truthfully, authentically. Now, I'm not saying that you're deliberately lying to be vindictive or mean. That's not what I'm saying. So please don't get that confused. I'm saying that I feel like you've likely done this because you felt like maybe no one would understand, or you were, again, concerned that maybe people wouldn't like you or would judge you or abandon you or reject you or whatever it is. And so you've kept these things inside, right? But it's to your own detriment, because now I feel like you could be in a position where you don't trust you. And so anytime emotions come up or feelings come up, you're like, no, that's not it. That's not how I feel. That's not right. And then it's almost like you wait for people to tell you how you should feel. Where I feel like what's going to bring you the most happiness this month is you stepping into a space where you are honoring you, which is showing you that you can trust you, which I feel brings this immense transformation where you step forward into the light and in front of people. And I feel like it just you're reborn through it. That's how I'm seeing this. It's like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Take it as it resonates with you, but I think it's beautiful. I think it's powerful. I think it's courageous and brave. And if you can do that for yourself, my gosh, Scorpio, I think you're going to see some changes come. If you can implement this and practice and be patient with yourself and continue to work towards it, I feel like in a year, things could look tremendously different. But it is your experience. It's your life. You know what's best for you, and it's important that you do that. Let's get some clarity. You gotta be kidding me. You guys read the bottom of that? Let's get some clarity. So yeah, crystals got wisdom, clarity, divine healing, high vibrational energy, divine healing. Again, trust, like gaining that trust in yourself is healing that relationship with you, showing you that you can trust you because you're honoring you. And I feel like that stirs happiness within you. I feel like it creates a whole new experience. And then I feel like when you look at who you are, the depth doesn't seem so deep. Does that make sense? Because you're taking stuff out of the cup or out of the pile instead of putting more things in. Okay? It's really interesting to me. But I think it's beautiful. And it should create happiness. It should stir happiness within you. If it didn't, I'd be concerned. Now, that's not to say it won't be challenging. That's not to say that it won't be difficult. That's not to say that it'll be a piece of cake. Because if I said that, I'd be a freaking liar. But that doesn't mean that overcoming that can't stir happiness. You also have here Seraphim's Gateway, voice activation. Yup. Scorpio. Yup. This whole reading has been about you standing up for yourself, essentially speaking your truth, communicating your truth, and you have voice activation through Seraphim's Gateway, angelic attunement, divine support. So what stirs happiness within you? Speaking your truth clearly, to the best of your ability, that creates divine healing and incredible transformation via death and rebirth of self. Powerful AF, Scorpio, for this month. My gosh. I think this is absolutely incredible for you, Scorpio, and I love to see this. Let me know in the comments if this resonated with you, or by liking, sharing, subscribing. That also lets me know that you resonate with this content and you would like to see more. I think this is, again, incredible. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly, truly do appreciate your time and your energy, your incredible company. I pray that something here has been valuable for you, has resonated with you, or is helpful in navigating your month or even beyond this month as you learn about yourself. I pray you have the courage, Scorpio, to step into yourself fully and to share your beautiful, beautiful depths with everyone, because we are all waiting to see the truth of who you are. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care of your beautiful soul. Have an amazing, amazing month, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.